Wait, okay. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this Division 1 game between the MadMen Phantoms and the Celestial Shadow. I'm Daydream, and I'm here with my guy Vasso. How you doing, man?
Hello, I am very excited for this game.
Yeah? Oh,
I think it's gonna be a very interesting series. I am very excited.
I'm also very excited we get to cast our friend and one of the owners, Damon.
Yeah, I expect many things coming from him. Not all of them will be good, but many things.
So you know he once told me that he would have gone pro if he didn't injure his wrist.
That's insane. I heard the same.
Yeah? Yeah, it's certainly interesting. But Division 1, as we're gonna go into draft, I'm hearing from production in a second.
Anytime now.
Yeah. Oh, I see it. All right, we're into picks and bands.
We are into picks and bans.
Right. What are we looking for, Vax? Talk to me.
I have heard many things about some of the players on this game. I expect an eventual Akshan ban and a Draven ban. So I don't expect to see the champions in these series at all. Other than that, it's probably going to be standard meta stuff that we've been seeing lately. Many things are about to happen. Let's see what the first one is going to be. MadMen on the blue side.
Yeah. MadMen on the blue side. Draven ban. I'm also expecting a Poppy ban.
Oh yeah.
I know we don't talk. I know we say don't believe the OP.GG, but that man is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, I've seen a lot of. I have seen a lot of. We both know that Damon's Poppy is to be feared. So.
Damon's Poppy, Damon's Ornn, Damon, everything really.
Real, but let's see.
I always bring this game up with him. He once played an Elise top game with me and a couple of my friends. He won lane. I'll give it to him. He won lane, but we all lost lanes. And yeah, that was a fun day.
Does not seem like a fun experience. Let's see. We should be getting our first ban anytime now. We are just waiting for the players to get it on with.
Exactly. Alright, we're just waiting for them to get started in this picks and bans. Right, tank bans. I want to see tank bans. So Jonjo is... If he was a tank, he'd be the T-3485. A reliable tank. He's just a tank player.
I see. To be honest, you have me lost on that sort of affair. I don't know anything about actual real-life tanks, so you're gonna have to educate me on these comparisons.
All right, if he was a tank, he would be. How's he Pokemon?
I am good with Pokemon.
He'd be a mill tank.
I see. So Alistar is what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
I guess you can milk those.
Milk those what? No. No, I'm not gonna. I'm not falling for it, Vass.
Well, maybe a Snorlax in that regard. Maybe
I see the Snorlax. What other tanky Pokemon are there?
I mean, there's like many, especially nowadays. You can see.
Oh, that's true.
What's the bridge? I forget the bridge's name. Arcalibon?
Oh, Stonjourner. Wait, no, that's the one that's based on Stonehenge. Oh wait, we're in picks and bans. I see the timer. It's going down.
It's going down. It's going down now.
It's yelling timber.
Didn't peg him for a Keshafen, but that's good.
Oh yeah. All right. Bard, the first ban. Akshan, you called that Akshan ban.
Yep. Notorious Akshan players in this lobby, so I expect to see it.
Oh, these bans are coming in thick and fast. You got the Draven and the Kennen now.
Oh, the first round of bans are already through. We're seeing MadMen are getting their blue side first pick on right now. Ooh, a Smolder slam.
What was that?
Ooh, a Smolder. We see a Smolder. So according to production, we can expect this to be either mid lane or bot lane.
Which could be top lane. I don't know, but you could go anywhere.
Just not jungle, I suppose. As a reply, we see a Volibear and a Varus, excuse me. Which technically I could also expect a Volibear flex and a Varus flex, namely top jungle and mid bot lane, but I expect this to be
Everywhere but support.
I expect Volibear to be the jungler and Varus to be
Poppy. There we go. You called a Poppy. Damon's got his hands on that Poppy. But it is a flex.
It is a flex. I do expect, depending on what we see for the rest of the draft, I expect it to be support. But well, we already know that it's not jungle for that matter.
Oh
but
wow!
It's a solid pick, especially into like something like Volibear. She does want to see more melee champions on the enemy team now, and not so many ranged. Let's see what happens.
Indeed. Let's see what they got for this last pick in round 1 of their draft. 15 seconds to go.
With this in mind, I also already expect some planning on the blue side bans as well, because I expect something like the Nautilus ban. Anything that can keep the Lilia locked down fairly easily is very scary for Lilia, so I expect a Nautilus ban in that regard. As for the Celestial, I expect them to ban mid lane since they picked their mid lane there now, and they don't know if the Smolder is bot lane or not.
I think they want to keep some form of skill matchups. Keep the maybe keep the Orianna, maybe keep stuff like the Azir up as well.
Yeah, I agree. That seems decent.
It's because at that point it'll be hands versus hands, right?
Yes. Also, I suppose it depends on the pressure that the junglers are going to apply, and Volibear just does that a lot better earlier on.
But so remember, those two Volibear is still a flex pick. Could go top, could go jungle.
True. And with that in mind, we see a set ban and then a Thresh. Thresh is also, like I said, something that could lock down the Lily, although not as easily. But maybe there's a preference for the Thresh upon the bot lane.
Indeed. These bans are coming in thick and fast, though.
Hey, good. It accelerates it means that these teams have a plan in mind, or have planned drafts.
Indeed, and we like that. It means we get into game quicker. We get making lots of content for you guys.
True. A last van Yone. That's interesting. I suppose they are afraid of the matchup in some ways, which can be quite problematic some of the times. Finally, we see a Luluban, which honestly I'm not so sure. It's really good. The polymorph onto the Lily is fairly good. It's really good with Varus as well.
Also counteracts the Poppy.
In some ways, yes. You only want to see Poppy support when you have an engaged support, so the Rels, the Alistars of the world, Leonas, obviously. But let's see what happens. Okay, we see a Maokai. Technically,
also a flex.
Still keeping the flex up, exactly. This could be like
flex.
Maokai top or jungle, or even support, which is actually probably fairly decent into the Poppy. So
see what they dance with. We're looking at mid plus top.
I do imagine we're gonna see an Orianna of some sort. Okay, so it is the smaller mid lane. And Kai'Sa Nautilus So in order to deny the Nautilus to mess up the Lily, they pick it themselves alongside Kai'Sa, which is pretty good. Stacks her passive pretty quickly.
Yeah.
She will exterminate the enemy very quickly.
I'm looking at the beginnings of I'm looking at MadMen's comments, and I am liking it. I think the Smolder in the mid lane is a bit risky into the Syndra especially, but they've got a lot of scaling there.
Ooh, the Braum reply is excellent into the Nautilus generally, honestly. It doesn't do that well into the rest of the team, but I guess it's really good into a Poppy if she tries to get in, although I feel like she's going to be more of a deny the engage type of role this game, since she has the hyper carries a smaller Kai'Sa on her team.
Yeah.
I expect mid lane matchup to be basically just free farming. If the Syndra can proc her passive a lot of times in lane, it's going to be really good. Her mid game is going to be ginormous and could potentially snowball from there. Otherwise, Smolder's going to smooth scaling into the later stages of the game.
They've got that win con almost now with that Smolder. Getting to those, 325 stacks still?
225 is when you see the Elder Dragon-like effect from Smolder.
Okay, 225 stacks. That's their condition right now. Get Smolder to 225. As soon as this lane start moving around, you're gonna probably see Smolder just try and sit in a side lane and just try and farm all the way up.
Yep. As for the rest of the draft, I expect a very bloody bot lane going on here. Unless this Nautilus chooses to just not engage much, which is quite wise, since into a Braum, any mistake could be your death as a melee engage support.
I'd also be careful with like a level 1 invade almost, because the Braum is one of the strongest invade champions.
For sure.
Anything with his concussive blows, and especially if Varus goes for something more like the lethal tempo build,
For sure.
we're gonna get a nice stun and possibly an early kill or even an early flash from someone like the Kaiser or the Smolder if they can get onto them.
Also, something interesting to consider is that the Braum Unbreakable completely blocks the Smolder ultimate. So that's an interesting thing to pick Braum for as well.
Yeah, Braum, I think Braum over here is overall a very, very good pick. I like the...
Yeah, as a counter pick, it's fairly decent.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a lane plus the smaller type thing. Although, to be honest, I don't think there's much better you can do here.
I mean, Lilia Ball as well, right? It stops it from propagating across the other champions.
I think so. I'm actually not sure. Regardless, it's a decent pick. Like, I think covers the matchup for Varus really well. If they want to scrap, Braum is the best for this. So let's see what happens.
I think based on the Braum pick, they're going to be wanting to get as much those concussive blows to proc as much as possible. So possibly look at an on-hit Varus, especially with the Poppy Nautilus.
Yeah, I think so as well. Plus, the Steam lacks DPS if he doesn't.
Yeah.
There's not much to achieve for a Lethality Varus with the extra range.
Yeah.
I think on-hit Varus is pretty clear-cut. But let's see what happens. Let's see what decisions these teams make.
Indeed. Yeah. I get to see the LEC overlay again, Vass. You're gonna love this.
Oh, I am very excited.
Fun. We are currently having technical difficulties. We will have the draft with you on screen in a moment. Now, Vass, I asked Mistos this yesterday whilst this is going on. What is your McDonald's order when you buy McDonald's?
I haven't had McDonald's in forever, like legit. Out of personal reasons, I pretty much just haven't had McDonald's.
That's completely fair enough. What is your go-to fast food then?
Let me be clear though. Like the last time I had McDonald's, I used to go a lot, and I used to have those like chicken wraps. They're very good, very cheap, like very good, cost efficient.
Yeah.
And I really liked them overall. Like straight up, they were good.
That's completely fair enough. What's your go-to fast food now?
There's a chain in like I think it's just Portugal, Spain, and maybe Italy. It's basically a sandwich type thing. It's not so much a Subway. I can't really explain, but it's called Pans, and it's really good. They have a salmon guacamole thing. I fucking love that.
Oops, I don't expect those flavors to go well together, but yeah.
Oh no, they're really good. There you go.
In Spain, there's a place called, they give you like these little sandwiches type thing, right? They call it los 100 montaditos.
Oh, we do have those here. It's pretty good.
Dude, it's slaps.
Yeah, that's we have champion stats. Yeah.
Oh snap!
Holy.
Oh wow.
No,
sorry.
No, actually, no. It's just Damon running it down. It has 42% win rate on Nautilus.
No. We're taking it player specific, Mr. Observer, sir.
Exactly.
Damon has a 42% win rate on Nautilus.
Yep.
Confirmed.
Watched. Anyways, as the prophecy predicted, Sir John was on a tank. Maokai into the Poppy. This matchup is quite interesting, but they just both want to scale. They both have ways to deal with each other in regards to damage. Poppy's Hammer Smash has percent max health damage scaling with AD, and Bramble Smash has percent max HP magic damage scaling with AP, which you won't get that much, but they both have ways to deal with each other. Maokai's sustain is better, but they both just want to scale, pretty much. If this was me playing, I would literally buy a Cole and just chill. It's
if I were Poppy, I'd go Cull first, and then get a tier on the back, and then just go, you know what? I'm just chilling for the rest of the game.
For sure. Female Winter feels really good on that champion. As for the rest of the game, I think it's pretty much what I said. The Syndra Smolder matchup is pretty clear-cut. They're just both want to farm. Syndra has some pressure, especially with having a Volibear. They can try and get some ganks down, maybe try to kill the Smolder, but it's unlikely unless the Volibear gets a full combo. Syndra does not have enough damage early game to kill the Smolder, unless she manages to really, really poke him down, which is not that likely if the Smolder is playing fairly decently. And as for the bot lane, it's dangerous. They kind of Kai'Sa's skills better, so they're the Varus and Braum really need to pressure, but they don't have that much big pressure unless the Varus plays it really well.
Yeah.
But Nautilus is basically a sitting duck in this lane unless they commit it, unless like Braum Q is down for some reason. They probably just can't engage ever.
So which
Although-
comp do you prefer?
That being said, it's actually hard to say. I think MadMen's comp is just easier to play, and for that reason I prefer it. But I think if like these players were like absolutely perfect, maybe it's Celestial's team. I'm actually not sure.
It'll be interesting to find out though.
Yeah, for sure. Like Lilia has plenty of ways to engage in this game. As soon as Scat of the Week is down, she pretty much has free reign. Unless she just randomly gets chained by Varus ult. Something like that. Very interesting things coming up, I hope, honestly. Very
I'm
excited.
definitely looking forward to it. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But if Smolder gets out of control, it's gonna be pretty hard for the Celestials to do... For Celestial Shadow to do anything in this game. Poppy can just act as a wall. Volibear coming in, she presses E. Maokai twisting advances in, she presses Keeper's Verdict. Very, very strong defensive capabilities by this team. Their front-to-back capabilities are insane. Lilia is one of the queens of front-to-back. Production has informed us that we have 1 minute left until the game, and as such, we are going to keep yapping about these comps until then.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. I am interested to see what runes have the players picked up. This game looks to me like a slow one. I would like to see some sort of scaling runes like the Gathering Storm from a Syndra or perhaps the Smolder.
Yeah. I also expect to see lethal tempo from both AD carries. I think I'd be very surprised if I saw anything different.
Yeah, I expect the same, honestly. Let's see.
Right, we've got about 30 seconds left, I would say, until we get into game. One day I'll work out how we can put Gambas in chat to see who will win game 1. Because everybody likes Gam. Not available on the Twitch channel. Well, everybody write messages to Twitch. Gamble away your channel points. Somehow.
This moment is sponsored by our production, saying that you should follow the Twitch channel so we can get eventual predictions in. That's it.
This stream is sponsored by Road Show. Oh god.
One's in the chat if you think we should get more people to follow so we can get channel points to enable predictions.
What?
And we're on to the rifts.
Oh yeah. Game 1. Celestial Shadow versus MadMen.
And we can see runes.
We can see runes.
Yes.
Lethal tempo. Let's go. Both AD carries have lethal tempo. Lots of scaling from them.
Like, unfortunately, we don't see any Gathering Storms of any kind. Although, I am quite suspicious of that Scorch pickup by Money to Make. I don't think you're achieving anything with this rune in this matchup.
That Scorch might be the difference between a kill in the top lane or not a kill in the top lane.
If that's the intent, that is correct. But I don't think that's a wise decision.
First strike pickup for Syndra.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Especially the rest of the inspiration tree, I think, is a correct pick. I really like Triple Tonic on Syndra. At level 6, you get a little potion that gives you some adaptive force to really enhance your killing pressure upon reaching that level. Level 9's extra skill point is fairly useful. Syndra doesn't really care about it that much, but the first 2 pots are really good for her. As for the rest, PTA on Volibear is pretty common. I'm actually surprised we're not seeing the sorcery page move speed runes on secondary page. Other than that, Not
That
much else
water
to say.
walking and celerity, right?
I would argue it's probably Nimbus Cloak and
Oh, Nimbus
Solarium,
Cloak and yeah. Oh, we can see now
because
though. Maybe catch up the.
Volibear is a champion that likes to do very active plays with Flash, and as such, flashing forward to get a move speed boost is pretty good. Especially if he's able to get Ionian Boots, because his ult costs has a billion seconds cooldown, and that's a pretty big ability haste pickup for him in order to
I might
have
be
more
looking at a
ult
late
power.
invade now.
I mean, with a Braum and a Lethal Temple Varus, you can pretty much guarantee anything. Like, what can you do against this? You just walk up and guarantee the free vision.
So we've got two wards now in place in their blue side jungle. We got the Tri-Brush and we got the Faker ward, as it's affectionately known. Being able to track Mad Phantom's jungle through the early game will be very important.
And other than that, the game goes on pretty smoothly. We see a very decent lanes. The Lilia opts to start at the Raptors in order to what essentially is prolong her active red buff duration. As I expect her to go directly into the Krugs now. Probably.
We get an early dredge line coming in from Damon though.
Ooh.
Playing as however Damon does. A little bit of trading in the top lane as well, but other than that. Oh, the Scorch putting in a lot of work there.
Well, we'll see about that if Poppy actually gets the kill. Otherwise, I don't think I'm a fan. I'm actually also surprised that there is no presence of mind for either of these players.
Level 2
although
comes through now from the Maokai. He's going to start fist fighting, but he just has to walk out.
pretty classic, just an advance decimating smash. Not decimating smash. Bramble smash. That's the one.
Bramble Smash. Dreadline should be off cooldown now for Damon if he wants to go for it, but the Celestial Shadow bot lane do have the level 2. Big wave though, maybe they'll get it off. Maybe they'll match the level in this, get back parity. As we can see, they're just ticked over.
Also, not very happy to see a lot of cookies in this game. Honestly, on bot lane is probably fine because we do expect some sort of scrappiness. But again, for the same reason, I don't like Scorch. I don't like cookies because you're not gonna be like in either looking for kills or on death's door in this matchup, so you just want to chill and take stuff that scales. Other than that, it's fine.
Yeah. We're getting a full clear from the Lilia, which is pretty standard as well. They're probably gonna both junglers are gonna meet at this top side scuttle. It looks like.
Dreadline with a slightly faster clear due to the level 1. We see it as Twisted Defense.
He's gonna go through, the stun's going through. The E coming out from the Poppy. Volibear going for it. Maokai taking 2 tower shots there for 0. And manages to walk out having to use his potion. He has got biscuits though. Damon now waiting in this brush. Seeing if he can weave a dredge line through towards the Braum or the Varus.
Pretty good escape by the by Money to make the heroic charge onto a minion, or rather into the Sir Jonjo himself to get this. Oh, Dredge line!
Dredge line does land onto the Braum, but he jumps back to his AD carry for that extra armor and magic resist. So Smolder, I've never properly understood how Smolder works. How do they get stacks?
It's by last hitting with Q or just hitting abilities upon champions, any ability.
So somewhere between Nasa's Q stack and Syndra passive stack.
I would say more akin to Veigar passive stack. But
Okay.
yeah, also
Let's get to the weak lands.
yeah, also just another stack of the Splinters of Wrath for Syndra, which is pretty good. She's at 20 right now.
Yeah.
She has 3 from level, 15 from level.
Winter's Might landing from the Braum. Are they going to go for it? Volibear has got the flash, lands the stun onto Volibear. So you just go Veigar. So much time is going through. The ignite comes through. The first blood gets taken by the Braum.
Winter is
Weak now coming out
and it
onto the
bites.
Smolder, but he's going to keep going forward.
Winter is coming and it bites. Damon falls to the ground. Holy.
Scorch doing huge damage right now. The root comes through, but he's going to keep fighting. He goes down to about 10% HP. The Buckler comes through. The flash has to be used by the Maokai. And the flash out from Money to make as well.
Calling me surprised. This top lane is getting very bloody earlier on, but ooh, bowling ball then. Ooh,
The flash through and he misses, but the stun comes through now. Varric now having to get up. Does he have the jump to try and go through, or is he will go down? And Varus takes the second kill for Celestial Shadow.
devastating early game start by Celestial Shadow here. Unfortunate. Unfortunate.
Dreadline does land onto the Braum. Will they be able to do something? He just jumps to his Varus.
Braum is here and he dodges away. Whew. Devastating start by Celestial Shadow here. Unfortunately, Varric does not.
All the time, the Dreadline does land onto the Varus now. Kai'Sa eating forward, getting that mutate, ignite down as well. Lethal tempo up. Both AD carries have gone down, and now it's supportal combat. Will Damon take down the Braum? He probably will. No flash left, and he walks away. He limps away with his flash intact.
Titan's Wrath damage over time was not enough to take down Lamps. Interesting fight coming on. The wave state is slightly better towards Celestial Shadow, so that's technically a win on their part.
We got a 1k gold lead now almost coming in as well. For the Celestial Shadows, another Scatter of the Week land. Lucario has been really good with these Scatter of the Weeks.
Yep. Pretty good stacks of Splinters of Wrath. Syndra gets 5 each level.
Oh, the Lilia's looking for this now though. The E-Lads, W goes through, I don't know any Lilia's name. The Unleashed Power is available. The flash forward from the Smolder.
And as we said, Unbreakable blocks the Smolder ultimate, and for that reason, Lucario is out without using their flash.
And the Guardian proc coming through as well. Smolder now looking to go onto this Volibear, doing a little bit of damage. Level 6 out, the Drowsy comes through. Oh, Volibear has to use the ultimate for the Unstoppable. Winter's Bite lands onto the Smolder. And both the mid AD both the mid and AD mid and support walk away.
Big resource investment. Whoop!
Chains of Corruption lands onto Hebebe as nothing doing, but that was quite a bit of damage with only Berserker's Greaves and a longsword. Woo. Piercing Arrow almost does land as well.
Did grant a lot of procs of Blight, so it's expected to see a lot of damage. Also, Varus is first.
Dredgeline comes up. Dredgeline from Damon. Killer Instinct comes on through. Will Varus go down? That's so much damage. The E lands from Bomberhunt, and Hebebe goes down. But Damon now Dredgeline's back in. Has he got enough damage to kill him? He's got the movement speed away, and he does not. The upgraded boots saving him there with all this movement speed. Flash now from the Braum as the top jungle of MadMen Phantoms get away.
Really impressive outplay by Bomberhunt.
Skip of the Week, lads, and Unleashed Power takes down Holy Sheep. That's increasing the lead of Celestial Shadow to 2k in 8 minutes.
Indeed, and this looks like gonna be the second objective for Celestial Shadow as well, with the completion of the grubs.
So is it just 3 grubs now?
2 grubs grants you a stack. 2 grubs.
No, but overall, it's not 6 grubs anymore.
It's only 3, correct.
Ah. That Varus is doing an obscene amount of damage right now. Both times the AD carry could have killed, but the Varus just out-damaged the Kai'Sa in those situations. Now we've got a almost 20 CS lead. Another Scatter of the Week landing from Lucario onto the Holy Sheep.
So with 8 levels on the Syndra right now, it means 7 times 5 means she has 35 stacks from levels alone, and everything else is by taking cannon minions and hitting 2 spells in rapid succession upon enemies.
And she has 51 Splinters of Wrath right now, which I think is almost a W, right? As you see the dredge line land onto Lucario, the E is coming in from the E and the Drowsy is coming in from the Lilia. They're committing onto Lucario. The dredge line is weaved through, and the Holy Sheep takes on Lucario. The stun comes through, and they're gonna keep going onto Lamps now. Nautilus does get the shutdown though. Which is really unfortunate.
However, this is pretty good couple of picks for Mad, which will give them some momentum back into the game.
Yeah, these are the sorts of picks they needed as well. Killing Lucario in the mid lane, giving some of that pressure back over to the Holy Sheep was very important, especially as a spotter who's just looking to scale.
Yes. And you were correct, Dash. At 60 stacks, she will unlock the upgraded version of her W, which will deal additional true damage.
Another dredge line lands, and Bomberhunt is going to go down to the Kai'Sa this time. Hebebe does finally get the kill. Nautilus now getting stunned by the Volibear getting stunned now. Scatter of the Week comes through. Varric goes down to the Scatter of the Week. Damon also goes down. Kaiser now. Winter's Bite has landed, and the Unleashed power. Was that the ult used there?
Yeah, it was Unleashed Power.
It was Unleashed Power used onto the Kaiser as she goes 3-1. Oh, a spicy game to begin with.
For sure. With this dragon, Celestial Shadow will also claim their feats of, I forget their name to be honest. But
Feats
they
of
have,
objective.
yeah, whichever one that is, but they complete 3 objectives, and now they have gained the feats fight, and they will have upgraded boots.
This Lucario with these Scatter of the Weeks this game so far has been absolutely impeccable. As we see a little bit of a Death Brush being used. Concussive blows have procs. Damon now in trouble. Smolder waiting here. The R has been blocked. Lily is dying, so it's a 3v2. Lamps is going to go down. The Volley Bear will also get caught. Flash left on the Damon. Kaiser now looking for the kill. Gets stunned, but will get shut down by the Kaiser. Very, very juicy shutdown to go onto that.
If anything, this feels like a overly... Ooh.
Oh, we get another little bit of engage onto Bomberhorn in the mid lane. As Money to Make gets a kill onto the AD carry from Celestial Shadow, who's just overstepping again.
If anything, this feels like a massive overstep by Celestial Shadow overall. That Death Rush, while not terrible, it feels over-ambitious. Coming back to stacks overall, Smolder has what, 91 stacks of his passive?
Of 225?
Almost
halfway already.
Yeah, it's almost halfway. At 125 it will upgrade again, making it even easier to stack, because it will give that spread over effect like a cone, and that makes it easier, because each of that cone pieces will also count for passive stacks if they hit champions or kill minions with it. So it's pretty much keeps accelerating in that regard. It feels pretty neutral in terms of progress. I am not quite sure. I'm not particularly versed in Smolder breakdowns of stacks over minutes. Although I am confident in saying that Syndra is quite strong at 73 stacks at 13 minutes.
At 80, I believe the Scatter of the Week gets upgraded, right?
Exactly. The cone of Scatter of the Week is wider, and there's a slow effect after the stun ends.
Oh, the ultimate comes through. Holy Sheep is now just go to auto attack down, and the shutdown for Holy Sheep onto the Syndra is there. Still 20 CS down though, but we can see that gold graph is going. We got some humps.
My humps. Anyway, we see that things are starting to look up for Mad. I think like the mid game.
Ooh, David. Okay, now we're gonna get a little 3v3 here. Lilia does have the ultimate. The Drowsy does come through, but the Unstoppable is used. Holy Sheep is now here. The Smolder ultimate is used. Hebebe kills the Cub. Hebebe is using the killing instinct. Goes forward. Goes all the way in. Will they get it? Holy Sheep goes on a rampage. Teleport now coming in from the Syndra. As they both try to disengage. No ultimates from either. Scatter of the Week has been used, but misses. The flash comes through from the Holy Sheep, and it's overall a good fight from Mad Phantom.
And now we see that also in the top lane. These fights are getting heated. Oh, what? I don't know what to say. These flashes were very weird. Although no one perishes. That's pretty good.
No one perishes as the root comes through. He puts him on the tower. The Nature's Grasp comes through. Will he get it? Who gets who here? I don't know which noodle I want to win. Will there be a sapling toss that can come through to delay the base? But no, they're just going to handshake it and go, you know what, I'll see you in about 20 seconds in the lane.
The completed item for Poppy, the Hollow Radiance, is helping with the matchup a little bit. If they fight alongside the wave, it's a lot of extra damage that the Poppy gets to deal as she clearing minions and killing them and proccing the AoE effect.
Yeah. Whew! This is a pretty fun game. Now, we talked about the gold lead when I last said it was 2k. Now it's only 300.
Impressive mid-game by Mad overall, honestly.
Indeed. They've transitioned very well.
Although I think it's also to the demerit of Celestial Shadow, as they've made some crucial mistakes alongside throughout this mid-game.
Indeed. The Dreadnought comes through onto the bomb now. The Winter's Bite used. It's going onto there. The stun now has come on. Damon going to go down eventually. The concussive blows Chains of Corruption used onto Holy Sheep, who's taken down to about 30% health. Stun has come out. Holy Sheep goes unstoppable. Money to make going to go down for his trouble. But the Holy Sheep is scaling absolutely fantastically. Now on 136 stacks. Syndra now almost at 80 as well. So there's going to be a lot of damage coming through from both of those mid laners.
Yep. Smaller is going to keep getting progressively stronger. He's now going towards what seems to be a Spear of Shojin for extra ability damage. And he's going to be somewhat tanky and quite dangerous.
All the Scatter Week was used when he looked for it. Oh.
I forget the name. I'm completely blanking. The Magic Resist boots are very important. The tenacity feels really good into the Syndra. It's almost mandatory of a pickup, and it's pretty good.
Lillian has got all here. Nature's Cross has been used by the Maokai to try and dissuade them off this dragon. Scatter Week used onto Damon. Keeper's Verdict comes out, and they take the Drake. Now the fight ensues. Syndra going down. Drowsy onto the Varus, who gets blast coned away. Her baby goes onto a killing spree. Solder now auto attacking the Cub, who has to use his ultimate to get away. Scatter the Week onto Damon and Money to Make, who don't get stunned. But another objective taken.
Insane combination of ultimates by Mad. The Keeper's Verdict to yeet the Cub away to guarantee the smite. The absolutely incredible Depth Charge was it? The Lilting Lullaby was absolutely insane as well. Pretty much guaranteed the winning of that fight. Pretty good stuff for Mad overall.
Now we're looking at maybe possibly breaking open this first tower in the mid lane, but it's reinforced by 3 members of Celestial Shadow, so they will have to back off.
We now see 160 stacks of smaller passive. He is very rapidly reaching what me and my friends call the ratio moment for Smolder, in which he pretty much has a mini Elder Dragon-like effect on his abilities. And will absolutely ratio you if you get to the threshold. Rift Tower is now secured by Celestial Shadow as they're pivoting towards top lane.
Yeah, this is the place they're going to look for it. They might look to dive the Poppy as well. Volibear doesn't have ult. It was used in the last fight, but they might be looking. Chains of Corruption used onto the Poppy. Nature's Grasp comes out for good measure, and Bomberhorn takes down Money to Make.
Very unfortunate face check by Money to Make. This will pretty much guarantee the tier 1 turret for Celestial
There is a depth charge now, used onto Lucario. Kai'Sa using the W, getting that 4 stack of a Cathian Ray, getting the 4 stack of the passive, using the Cathian Ray to do a bit more damage. Scatter the Week comes out to dissuade the damage. Now, Unleashed Power is there.
Killer Instinct
and now Baby goes on a rampage, eating into that gold lead, but they may lose a tier 2 in the top lane for their troubles.
It actually came off cooldown right as he used it, essentially using the ultimate on cooldown and guaranteeing the kill.
Indeed, we see a second item completion now for both the Syndra and the Varus with the Ginsos and the Horizon Focus respectively.
And
also a lot of damage coming out.
With that dagger, to me, indicates that we might be seeing a rapid fire cannon, now the third item for the Smolder, which can also be used for his Q, guaranteeing a longer range Q and, as such, more safety damage.
Yeah, nice way of keeping him further away from the engage options.
Yep.
See sleds on both sides, on both supports as well. Very nice. Speeds up their team when they're CC'd. When their opponent is CC'd, provides a little bit of gap close for them.
Oh, we see an interesting pickup by the Syndra with the now changed the Horizon Focus, now just providing a big chunk of stats alongside, which now is only a reveal effect upon using spells from long range or hitting spells. It's an interesting.
So we're gonna get a stun onto the Maokai. The Drowsy could be used. Drowsy is up for the Lillian. Braum is here to try and disengage though.
I think conserving a Lilting Lullaby is good, especially since there's going to be a contestant for the Atakan now.
Ooh. Oh, Damon has to. That's a big flash from Damon away, possibly looking for a pick.
But with Smolder looking for a recall, I think it's pretty wise to. Oh, we can see the hypershot effect there. It doesn't have increased damage. It's just the reveal effect. It's still pretty decent, and it's
almost at 100 stacks down the center as well. The Vibe coming through. Nature's Grasp also there. Money to Make, stunning the Volibear into the wall. Bot turret goes down. Lilia also down. We're going to see all the spotters damage coming through. Mum has come through. Triple kill for the Varus. Would it be a quadra? Quadra kill for the Varus. Would it be a penta?
Pentakill!
Pentakill for the Varus!
Actually,
the first pentakill on the MadMen channel, and it goes to Celestial Shadow's Bomber Hond, and they're going to take the Atakan to boot.
Absolutely devastating fight. It's very unfortunate the angle at which Smolder's ultimate was cast. It really means that it went completely wide. The fight pretty much got turned around there. This means Atakan and possibly Dragon for Celestial Shadow. They are one step away from Soul. This is rather concerning for Mal. Let's see how they put things around.
What sort of a way are you looking for? So now we're gonna see Celestial take their Soul point. What way back in are we looking for MadMen Phantoms? Talk to me.
I think it's going to be a vision control type thing. I think there's a lot of things that can be done if they have the proper vision to fight properly front to back, because Mad's composition is really good at that, and not so much for Celestial Shadow. Varus cannot be propelled in very easily, but let's see.
That 3k gold difference now between the 280 carries is a whole, as we see the Varus as a whole item ahead.
Oh, production. We now also see the Witsend pickup, which will make Kai'Sa's and Lilia's life harder in order to kill this Varus. Tenacity is tangentially good, not particularly interesting in this game to.
Right, that Unbreakable being down is quite key if they're looking, if MadMen wanted it to fight.
Glacial Future is the Kai'Sa
being used. The Kai'Sa, he uses the killer instinct to go away. Nature's Graph comes in on the side. The Scatter of the Week from the Syndra is through, and there's a fight going on.
And we can't see it.
I swear.
Interesting post from the Volibear here, let me say. Okay. Production?
Okay.
Shapes and colors? Shapes and colors.
Alright, let's play it. Whilst this is going on, what do you think, Tom? We're going to play what happens next.
Oh, what happens next? I don't know. I actually feel like there's a turnaround coming from Mad in that situation.
I think there's a turnaround as well. I think they overcommitted onto the Kai'Sa.
She got the cleanse into Killer Instincts out of that situation. Like, look.
That's a very good. That's very nice. So she Killer Instincts out. Nature's Grasp comes in. Syndra whiffs Scatter of the Week completely. Volibear Ultimate comes in.
We're getting Riot Cliented. Riot Clienting is completely breaking our replay.
Oh! Syndra does take down the Kai'Sa. It's a 1 for 2 currently. Piercing Arrow goes through onto the Holy Chief, takes quite a lot of damage, and they have to walk away wounded.
Ooh, we have achieved Smolder stacks. This is very important. And now Smolder can truly start to scale. This is very important.
Does it stack indefinitely?
Yes, Smolder does passive does stack indefinitely.
All right. So, if you predicted what happens next, go get yourself a chicken nugget.
one specifically chicken.
Cool. One nugget. All right. So we're looking at a 6k, just over a 6k gold difference now in favor of Celestial Shadow. It's getting more and more difficult for MadMen Phantom to come back into this, I think.
Particularly the bonus damage that you get, the true damage burn, scales with the amount of stacks as well. So if you have a lot more stacks, it's a lot more damage.
The Smolder right now, the Smolder situation is their win condition now. As we see what vision that both teams have, MadMen don't really have much vision in the enemy jungle, so they can't really track. But to be fair, neither team have. Well, actually, Celestial Shadow have vision on the top side.
We do see Damon's about to get close out. Oh, there's a situation going on. Oh, dodges is
going to close out. The concussive blows are proccing. Now the Volibear is here. The stun's going to come through, but the dredge line to the tower is there. Lucario, they're going to do this for Lucario. He has to flash away. Very, very nice flash. The ultimate used by Volibear. As we see Varric taking a lot of damage from Lilia. Oh,
Replay has bugged the towers, but that's completely fine.
money to make is also going down. Just gets
Yeah,
caught up by 4 of them.
I guess he is money to make, but for the enemy team. We now see that Celestial Shadow are sieging through topside.
4 men strong. Syndra in the middle lane playing a nice 4-1. 1-4. As we see the ultimate come out from Swallow, but doesn't really do as much as they'd like. The Drowsy coming up onto the Varus, but the Nature's Grasp used to dissuade. A very, very nice use of the Nature's Grasp before he goes night-night.
Okay.
Depth charge onto Depth charge has been used on the Syndra.
Volleyball.
Dredge line goes onto the Lamps, and they're just going to keep going. Lamps should go down. The flash forward from the Lilia coming through. Lots of damage from the Leandries being used now.
Can Mad convert this into a Baron? Let's find out. They keep
Let's
on the
find
chase
out
on
indeed.
Killer Instincts?
Oh, the Unleashed Power Scatter the weak combo used, but Syndra goes to the Smolder. Smolder is so strong right now. Oh, the Dreadline
goes wide. And things can only get worse for Celestial Shadow if Smolder keeps getting kills like this. I assume he can complete the Rapid Fire Cannon up on base, and then means he could go to try either get Armor Pen or an Infinity Edge, which both will be very good for him.
It will, indeed. Right, I feel like what we should have had this game, though, based on what I've seen from Damon, is a Dredgeline hit counter.
Ooh, that would have been interesting. He has hit a lot of them. He also
has hit a lot of them.
It is a fairly spammable ability, and you kind of almost use it on cooldown some of the times.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not using a Nautilus hook on cooldown, what are we doing, right?
Not fighting enough, I reckon.
Exactly. Now, what do we got? 7 minutes. 7 minutes. 7 seconds. Now on the dragon as it's going to come up. Can we get some vision control? See what we got from both sides.
It's pretty tough.
It's pretty dark for MadMen Phantom. They can't really walk into this.
It's pretty tough stuff. It's really hard for Mad's composition to get into the pit.
They're not going to contest it. They're going to go straight for Baron. They're going to trade Baron for Dragon Song.
Honestly,
what do you think,
this feels like a classic Damon call. If with this comp you cannot find them and fight them the way that you want, you do this.
Oh, the Nature's Grasp has to come through now, though. Lands onto the Holy Sheep. Hebebe now just laying on the auto attacks, and he will take down the Maokai. Red team took
stolen the Baron.
The Unleashed Power onto the Holy Sheep is doing so much damage. An absolute disaster now for the side of MadMen Phantoms as Hebebe gets chased down. The Killer Instinct used. The Cub is still going after him though. It's just a relentless pursuit. Takes him down. Money to make now. The last man standing on the side of MadMen Phantoms. Varus is chasing him, but he just thinks, you know what? I'll get him in base.
This seems to be game 1 for Celestial Shadow. This Baron steal was catastrophic for Mad.
Indeed. We're going to see them march down the mid lane, take down the inhibitors, and probably take down both.
I reckon this will try to go for a game.
Towers. As we see the teleport now coming in from the Maokai, they're going to make it a 5-man strong push.
They are faltering. Smolder does have Rapid Fire Cannon now. And also, he looks like he's going to be a Last Whisper item for what I see from those 2 longswords.
Oh, Damon's hooking a minion.
Smolder clearing the waves, as Smolder does. We're at 276 right now, pretty good. Again, you want to keep stacking that because you do more damage with your burn after you're stacked with your certified Smolder ratio moment.
Plus ratio, plus Smolder stack.
For real, for real.
Right, so we're looking at an 8k gold lead now for the side of Celestial Shadow. I asked you a couple of minutes ago when it was only 4k, how can they get back into this? What can MadMen Phantoms do?
Wait it out, smolder it out. To be honest, they have to wait for a mistake from Celestial Shadow. The towers are still up, and they respawn now anyways, the Nexus ones, so that's the thing. There's no Elder Dragon yet, which is a good thing.
But we gotta look at what happened. They tried to trade Baron for Infernal Drake. They lost Baron and got aced almost. I don't know. I feel like I'm doomsaying a lot for Mad Phantoms right now, MadMen Phantoms. But what can they do? They rely on the Smolder.
Really methodic of Celestial Shadow to take the standing goal. Damon seems to be caught here. He is Drench lines away, and he's fine.
Yeah.
Got
Weak whiffs slightly. They're going to take down bot tower. It's a very, very, very... They're going by the book.
Things are looking grim. We see a Last Whisper coming in for the Holy Sheep. It's gonna be good to handle the tanks. Volibear has a Iceborne Gauntlet and a an Ending Despair. That's a reasonable amount of armor. And the Maokai has a Sunfire. I think that's pretty standard to me. I expect to see maybe a Mortal Reminder, since there's a lot of regen on this team. Ooh, Drenchline connects.
Drenchline does connect onto the Volibear. There's a lot of damage coming through. And now the Drowsy comes in. Cub goes unstoppable. Killer Instinct still to go. But
Smolder free hitting! Kaiser free hitting!
They're both free hitting. But the Unleashed Power comes onto the Smolder. He gets taken down. Habebe takes down one. Gets taken down for the double kill. Now Damon is the last man standing, and this will be game one. Will they now dive the Nexus for him? No.
Unfortunate for Mad, but this is game one for Celestial Shadow.
It's the best of three, though.
For real. And standouts for this game, Bomberhound, my goodness. Not only did he play by himself for some time and also got a 1v2 kill, but he also got a pentakill in this game and was overall solid performance. This is what you need to see from an ADC.
Also, big standout because we were talking about the mid lane matchup and the Smolder and the Syndra. Smolder played both mid laners played the matchup extremely well, but Smolder did very well to just be able to scale and not get caught out as much.
Doesn't make sense to me. He is a dragon after all. Oh, as we can see over the post-game graphic, there's a lot of damage coming in from the Smolder, but obviously a lot of damage as well from the Varus. Another standout for me for this game is, I think, honestly, the Lilia. Despite being able to dish out a lot of damage, I don't think she was able to bridge the gap that these hyper carries needed in order to clear out the early game and survive. Let's hope we have some sort of adaptation from the MadMen, Damon and crew.
Damon and friends, yeah. Right. We will take a short break because I need the toilet. It's a draft, unless they're going into draft now. If so, can I just go to the toilet, please?
And we're back.
All right. So, Vaso, what do you want to see MadMen Phantom do differently? They're taking the red side this time.
Indeed. I expect a mid lane counter pick if that's what's happening, because for a variety of reasons. Because since Celestial Shadow's top laner is known for playing tanks a lot, unless your MadMen's top laner can play a strong hyper carry type of top laner like the Fioras, the Jaxes, stuff like that, I don't really expect a counter pick for top lane. So I want to see a solid counter pick mid lane so we can see stuff happening there, create advantages from that point, or better yet, for support as well, so we can guarantee a winning lane for MadMen in the bot lane. Get some pushing power around. Get some, get some advantages from winning lanes, because that did not happen in game 1, and it just makes your game easier if you have winning lanes in some way and can play from that instead of having to play on the back foot.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. Again, Celestial, we see a Akshan ban, as I said.
Big
Bard ban. Diana
Very
ban.
quick.
I assume this is all some sort of comfort picks for some of the players. As I said, I've heard the Akshan is very prominent for the mid laner of Celeste. Oh wait, it's from MadMen. Other than that, the Bard is pretty. Nocturne is semi-standard. It's pretty much picked a lot in some situations. And finally, we see an Ezreal ban. Interestingly, I don't think we've seen that on game 1.
And an Orianna ban.
Ooh, Orianna ban. That's unexpected to me. I don't. That's very telling. Jarvan for Spick is pretty solid, although there's stuff like the Poppy open still, which will
Poppy Philistraft.
Poppy will shut down a lot of things in regards to what Jarvan wants to do. So it's
a good thing. Good thing Poppy can't be picked.
Ah, for sure. I keep forgetting that this is
I'm sorry.
Yeah, for sure. With
Caitlyn.
that in mind, Caitlyn into Jarvan is interesting. I don't hate it. In some situations, you can trap the flag and he can't use his Q on the flag at the second time.
You could also try and 50 caliber net away from
A Cataclysm, exactly.
Yeah. Echo.
Echo's
Oh boy.
pretty- Technically a flex pick, but I expect it to be at the jungler.
No, we're going back to season 5, baby. Tank Echo top.
Hells no, I don't expect that to be ever
Or
everything, so...
we're going for the Jizuke special in the mid lane.
Ooh, the big Jizz, interesting. Long time since that happened.
I miss Jizuke.
The Italian Stallion.
Amen. Oh, MF.
I see Celestial Shadow are opting to draft a very wombo combo based team. If we see like a Leona now or something of that sort now, let's see.
Ash MF? Question mark?
I don't see it happen.
No.
I am expecting a Leona.
Yeah, I want to see a Leona.
Galio is there, and also Galio's just solid into the Echo.
Yeah, very nice.
Pretty decent pick. Let's see what happens now. Are we going to see another mid lane ADC here? Are we going to see... Ooh, Alistar, as I expected. And now they
I quite like the Alistar. Does Alistar cancel Galio E?
Galio E, the windup is uncancelable. You have to cancel the second part of it.
So you have to time it for when he's coming
Yes.
in. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Aurelia ban, Rel ban.
Aurelia ban is interesting. Unless there's like MadMen Phantoms play it a lot, I'm not sure why you would ban it here. I'm not particularly...
One item GG.
The burden of execution on that champion is very high. I'm not sure about it overall. Especially when there's an Alistar on that, or rather, a Galio and a Jarvan on that team. Tristana ban seems wise. The potential flex to mid lane with the Echo jungle is pretty interesting, so Tristana ban seems wise to me. Let's see what the MadMen Phantoms choose to do. Ooh, Yone.
Fiona's not banned this game.
Yep, pretty interesting, pretty decent pickup. This essentially means that we're having a Echo jungle here. Unless we are flexing this...
I believe in the tank Echo top.
Nah, we're seeing unless we are seeing a Yone top lane into Echo jungle or Echo mid. I don't expect to see a tank top Echo return.
We talked about getting counter pick for mid.
I mean, if this is a Galio mid, it kind of is. Oh, we see a Yone, a Rumble pickup, which in some fashion indicates why the Aurelia was banned, although that matchup is kind of rough on Aurelia these days, because Rumble has a lot of self-defense into all-in. He just beats the living crap out of you with his passive, overall. Well, let's see what happens. And as for the last pick, we either are going to reveal this is Galio's support, or we're going to pick the support here.
Yeah, I'd like to see Leona, I would completely agree. Thresh! Oh!
Leon into Alistar is very risky.
Actually, yeah. It's
so
very risky.
Thresh is more reasonable, I would say.
Yeah, I mean,
There's
you've still got the ult, you've still got the Hex, the Pentagon, right?
Yes.
And Kennen, that wasn't banned either.
Yep, so as we say, it's very high burden of execution for the MadMen Phantoms with the no tank, aside from Alistar, obviously, but he has a lower income. So Kennen, Echo, Yone, Caitlyn, Alistar against a Rumble, Jarvan, Galio, Misfortune, Thresh. Celestial Shadow setting up a quite strong wombo combo team with some decent laning on the Galio and Rumble, plus decent lane setup with Misfortune and Thresh. I'm not too familiar with how this matchup is supposed to go on bot lane, but I reckon that apart from jungle interference, I think MadMen Phantoms' bot lane is slightly better, but let's see what happens. Now we're gonna turn over to the actual draft, and we're gonna see the bans, picks, and bans again.
Indeed. Alright.
We have a slight mishap in production. The score right now is 1-0 in favor of Celestial Shadow.
And the well, just a reminder that MadMen Phantoms are on the red side this game.
Exactly. So we should be seeing those switch, which we are.
Yeah.
Thank you, production.
Switch. All right. So we're gonna go into this draft now. What do you think, Vass? Which one do you prefer? You talked about burden of execution. You talked about all the small details, but which one do you like more?
In an ideal world, in a world where the players play perfectly, I think there's a slight edge for MadMen Phantoms regarding like real people playing the video games, particularly the level of skill that we are looking at. I probably give it to Celestial Shadow. Their draft systems just seem easier to execute. Although there's some doubts about the top lane matchup. This top lane matchup is going to be very interesting. Seeing Sir John Joe playing something that's not a tank is particularly interesting. Let's hope he... unless we see a pivot and it's Galio top lane instead.
Ooh. Could always happen.
And it's a pretty decent matchup into Kennen. You just beat him up. If you can get onto his face, you beat him up. Which is pretty much what you need to do into Kennen, so that's pretty good. Also, Rumble into Yone seems actually okay-ish, so I wouldn't hate that.
I wouldn't hate it either. Are we looking at AD Kennen?
No, definitely not. The AD Kennen is... The burden of execution for AD Kennen is even bigger, in my opinion.
Damon has a slightly positive win rate on Alistar.
Incredible! Oh, wow. That's incredible. I'm very surprised by this feat by Damon. That's impressive. Congratulations to him.
Everybody gave a woohoo in the chat for Damon for having over 50% win rate, please.
Press 1 for Damon.
Press 1 to... Yeah.
Press 1 for Damon. Let me think. Again, this matchup is a lot about who can all-in the other one better and faster.
Yeah.
Overall, I think Rumble has a better laning phase, but in terms of all-in, it's pretty much, here or there. Let's see.
MF Thresh, it's interesting because I think MF Thresh is going to end up being more about getting the picks rather than with the MF Leona. What you'd get is you have the solar flare.
Yeah, it's basically a lane-focused combo and not so much a teamfight one. because you already have Jarvan, Galio, Rumble for the fight side, I think Thresh will be a very good deterrent for the Kennen. I was gonna say I'm hoping to see an exhaust coming in from Celestial Shadow. Otherwise, this Kennen is gonna absolutely destroy the health bars of Celestial Shadow if he gets ahead. I am expecting big things from Money to make.
Echo Yone, what do you think about the mid jungle synergy on those two champions?
They are looking to kick butt and take names, and I don't think. I mean, Galio's butt is pretty big, so maybe they are able to do that, but I am not sure.
He does have a big bunda, to be fair.
And he's pretty large himself, so that's why as well. But still, it's complicated. Jarvan is definitely stronger. If the Echo gets to farm and have items and like he has a proper setup, he will destroy this team. Otherwise, it's gonna be risky. It's a very big burden of execution. Echo is a very complicated champion overall.
Well, the thing is, we've got the stun, right, from the Echo E?
Yes. No, it's you're thinking of W.
W, yeah. Parallel convergence, that's what I mean.
Exactly.
But I don't really see how they go together in like a grander picture, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure. I think ideally is Yone charges his tornado from his Q. And whenever he has it ready and the Echo is prepared to gank, he just sets up the parallel conversion slightly behind the enemy, in this case the Galio. And they just hope to CC chain him properly. That's basically it. It's not particularly synergistic. They do have a decent damage profile spread, but that's pretty much it. Other than that, I'm expecting a very high focus from both of these junglers upon the bot lane this game. As we can see, there's a Caitlyn on our screen, and that implies that the junglers are going to be visiting bot lane a lot. Otherwise, this Caitlyn is either going to tear Celestial Shadow a new butt, or Mad Phantoms will not have a strong ADC for the rest of the game. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, we got about a minute and a bit left until we get into the game, I would say. But yeah. All right. If you right, before we get into it, if you were an animal, Vass, what is your spirit animal?
Are you aware of what a sugar glider is?
Oh my god, yes. Yeah, I am.
I would be a sugar glider. I think,
fair enough.
Aside from their size, I pretty much identify with a sugar glider. Well, I don't eat bugs, but I do enjoy ending their life, so to speak.
I would be a golden retriever.
That seems fitting to me.
Hell yeah.
In the best way possible, of course.
Yeah, no, for sure. A lot of people say I have a lot of golden retriever energy. Alright, now, here's another question, right? If Damon was an animal, what's Damon's spirit animal?
A dung beetle.
Wait, what? Okay.
And I will not further elaborate.
I really want you to expound on this.
No, I will not expound upon my decision of calling Damon a dung beetle.
Chat, put one in chat if you agree with Fast that Damon's a dung beetle. This is what everybody spams one as we get into game.
That would be pretty interesting. As we can see, there is an exhaust by lamps, so Cannon's life is going to be slightly more complicated in that regard.
Electrocute on the cannon as well.
And it's pretty all-in focused, as I said. I'm surprised we don't see a bone plating from the Rumble, but then again, it could be abused by the cannon, so I guess that makes sense. Other than that, we see a Scorch and a absolute focus from the cannon.
It's your favorite.
Other than that, this makes sense for Rumble. I'm not gonna complain much about it.
Oh, the hook lands onto the cannon, and Money to Make goes down to first blood in 44 seconds.
The death sentence lands, and it truly is Money to Make for Celestial Shadow.
They have just been... Wow. Okay. Well, Rumble's starting to good. He got boots. A little bit of chase in this early game.
Yeah, it's pretty decent for the overall laning phase, because a lot of the Rumble stuff is about movement, so that's pretty good for him. I didn't get to see the rest of Jarvan's rooms, but I expect him to have magical footwear, so that's good for. Oh, thank you, production. He does have magical footwear. It's pretty good for him. He's gonna get it faster. We also see
Gathering
magical
Storm on the
footwear for
Caitlyn.
Gathering Absolute Focus Gathering Sword absolutely classic for Caitlyn. We also see magical footwear for the Misfortune, so that's pretty good for them. Other than that, nothing much to say. Pretty
Lovely death sentence though by the Thresh. They're going to be looking for it again though. It does kind of mitigate a little bit of the lane pressure because he hasn't got that bonus damage from the Flay, but conversely there's a lot of danger now for the side of Herbabe and Damon just walking up.
interesting times where when the Death Sentence was the one that had that bonus damage. Or at least Thresh was that way.
Really?
Funny to think about. Yes.
Huh.
I forget the reason why they changed it. I assume it's about there was too much power onto the Death Sentence itself, but I'm not sure.
Now, Mad Phantom's hitting level 2 first.
Money to make also gets... Ooh, the Shuriken goes wide. I have no idea of Rumble's spell names, to be honest, right now.
Scrap Shield. I think you got the Flame Splitter.
But
Scrap
I
Shield.
have no idea. It's like 3 words, I think.
I can't remember what the E is called, to be honest, though. As
Yeah.
we see,
it's
a headbutt pulverize. A Flay comes through onto Herbabe, though. Auto attacks coming through. Press the attack, procced. Flash forward, and Herbabe goes down. Damon now, the target of these attacks, has to flash away from the Flay, and he runs away. Knock up onto the Holy Sheep. A knock up onto Lucario. And nothing doing. They handshake and they say goodbye.
Devastating for the bot lane of the MadMen Phantoms to have this death earlier on. If Caitlyn does not get rolling early game, she will feel pretty bad in the mid game, and therefore delay her scaling onto the rest of the game.
Oh, Flag and Drag comes in now onto the Yone. And the feat of warfare claimed in 3 minutes and 23 seconds. The stun onto the Rumble as he takes a little bit of Flame Splitter damage. Yeah, with Rumble, the only thing I don't know is his E ability name.
I think it's something Electro Harpoons, or maybe it's just
Electro Harpoon, that makes sense, yeah. And then you've obviously got the Equalizer.
Yes, the Equalizer is iconic. I think everyone and their mother knows the name of that ability. It is just Electro Harpoon. Yeah.
Oh, Echo now looking into this. Flag and Drag comes in. Yone does have the knock-up. Uses the Soul Unbound to go on to the Jarvan. Dash back in from Varric. Thresh now coming in from the top side. Which is a little bit of a 1v1 start to develop, but only auto attacks between both champions.
Devastating interaction there with the Galio taunt against the Parallel Convergence. He gets taunted anyway. It's pretty bad for the Echo there.
Indeed. Now, early gold lead, about 1.7k as we see a dive developing. Flay comes through, money to make, goes down again, but will Rumble go down with him? But it's an execute! He didn't do any damage to the Rumble, so that is I mean, one could say it's a good death, no?
Exactly. Devastating turn of events for money to make there. As he...
Army Cinder now picked up for the Galio in the mid lane as well.
Yep, we expect, regardless of playing against a Yone, we expect a early Hollow Radiance, so he can just sit on a wave, press Q, and the wave is gone.
For some reason, when you said Hollow Radiance, I forgot. I thought it was Radiant Virtue. As we see Mad Phantom start up the Hextech Drake. Cub does want to contest that, and the Galio is coming in from behind. Let's see what happens. The multi-man talk comes through. The Steel Dread gets stolen. The heroic entrance comes through as well. Knock up. Oh, good God. Herbabe is the only one left in all of this, but he's going to get flashed on. And a triple kill for the Misfortune. That's a 4k gold lead in 5 minutes almost.
Absolute devastation. Incredible performance by Celestial Shadow overall. Pretty sad that we get another steal by the Cub. Truly a unbearable moment for MadMen Phantoms. Whew.
Good God.
And Lamps just escaping unscathed is devastating. The flash flag and drag at the end by the Cub to make sure that Herbabe was crowd controlled and not able to secure the kill was pretty good overall.
402 for Bomberhorn. 1.5k gold ahead. The knock-up now landing. The taunt also there as well. Taking about 30% of his health. The Holy Sheep now. Oh.
-1 for Lucario, though. He misses the cannon. Oh, he takes it. Oh, this is
Okay. Has to use that Flag and Drag is there. Very, very, very good use of that ultimate.
Expends the flash, but escapes with his life. Could be worse.
Yone is Soul Unbound, I think, right? Or is that the ultimate?
Fate Sealed is the name of the ultimate, and you
There
are correct regarding the name of the Soul Unbound, which he unbounds the soul from his body, so it makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Oh no! Electro Harpoon's being used, get a little bit of that magic penetration. See if he wants to go for this. Equalizer is available as well as the slicing maelstrom.
Money to make splash is up, so I don't expect a solo kill just like that. Oh, Lumps is coming in.
He might get burnt though.
That sentence goes wide. The sentence was adjourned.
It has been. Oh, that's a very nice cancel by Holy Sheep. See if it will get anything. Thresh is roaming through. This Thresh has been everywhere on this map though.
And only with a Boots of Sweetness, not even a I forget her name, you know. Symbiotic Soul.
Symbiotic Soul, that's the one.
As expected.
No solo plate for Hey Baby, unfortunately. This is looking grim. Bomberhond is very close to a Bloodthirster, which essentially will turn Misfortune into a tank for like 5 minutes, in which she will be completely unkillable.
Parallel Convergence now coming through. The Galio has been caught. The Lantern, though, taken by Lucario. It's really sad that Lucario isn't spelled like the Pokemon.
I assume that's the joke regardless, though, so...
Oh, probably, actually. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, you might be right. Parallel Convergence coming through again.
Ooh,
doesn't
flash
land.
is not enough to get
entrance. Grabs him, though. The taunt. The two-man taunt onto the Echo. And now Holy Sheep has been caught. No Fate Sealed. So the Cub goes on a killing spree. And this early game is going from bad to worse.
For sure. The Cub has participated in all but one kill of Celestial Shadow, which means he will soon complete his first item, which I assume is a Sundered Sky, a very important item for his build. Ooh!
I think the Slicing Merchant has to go through. The Equalizer doing a lot of damage. Back to the Sundered Sky, though. It'd be good if you could get it before the next team fight.
Indeed. The Equalizer positioning was not the most ideal, which...
Oh! He wants to go for it. The Flash is there as well. A Flash Flame Splitter could well do it with the bonus damage from that Rumble passive.
Money to Make is trying to look tasty, and he's succeeding.
However, the bot lane have now support jungle duo have now roamed up, and they're looking for him. Will he flash forward for? Oh,
and
Alice to get the shutdown. Oh, that's a typical Damon thing.
Completely devastating for the
the Kellen.
For everyone in this situation.
Yeah. But you know what? Look, we could start a club. Vass, you've had kills stolen by Damon, right?
For sure.
Right. If you've had a kill stolen by Damon, right?
Press 1.
Yeah, press 1 as the flash death sentence goes wide from lamps.
I'm finding something interesting in these items. We see a double X-Tech alternator picked up by Sir Jonjo. Is very interesting.
He plays tanks. he plays tanks. This is uncharted territory as we see a 3-man dive being set up now. The Cataclysm is available. Everything is available. Bullet time comes on through.
Ooh,
but the Thresh will go down. The Kenley gets a shutdown. Galleon now here. Her baby will also go down. But conversely, Slicing Maelstrom used in the top lane. As Varric takes down Sir Jonjo. Those two Hextech alternators didn't do enough. Maybe build a giant spell.
Oh, even sold it. It was actually a mistake. That is very...
Oh, he went for Aether Wisp in the end. Oh, that's so sad.
We have to talk about that dive in the bot lane. That was somewhat of a poor execution. The death sentence dragged Misfortune, the Hey Baby away from the bullet time, and therefore made the dive a lot less efficient. And even cost them a kill towards the Caitlyn. And the teleport from Lucario back to mid lane. A lot of things happened that were very unfortunate in that situation.
Nash's Tooth completion for Echo.
It's pretty standard.
Death Sentence is going. 1v1. We're going to get a little bit of support on top lane action.
Yeah, Nash's is pretty standard for Echo. He does, he kind of likes auto-attacking because of his passive. He likes literally all of the stats in the item. That's pretty much it.
Oh, Flag and Drag used. Cataclysm is there. Hebebe goes down. Bomberhorn goes unstoppable. Man, this is a dissection. No sight animation available. Flay now used. Equalizer also on top. Money to make is getting absolutely just dived on. And all 3 members of Celestial Shadow survive. Alright.
Celestial Shadow have something against Yordles, maybe, it seems.
We need to ask production what rating the stream is meant to be, because this is
pornographic. Yes, I agree.
This is pretty nasty. Oh, there.
Regardless,
how can they come back, Vaso? Please tell me. Go on, please. Your analytical mind. Let's go.
I am looking at the CS. It's looking pretty average, aside from the bot lane, which is looking pretty bad for MadMen. It's basically waiting for mistakes. There's a lot of ways that Mad can turn around with Yone ult, a slicing maelstrom, chrono break. There's a lot of ways. It's just not very likely. They just have
to it's so rough that Echo almost has more CS than the AD carry.
Yep, it's pretty devastating.
Damn.
If Celestial Shadow keep being methodic, they will eventually destroy this game. That's not much to say.
Yeah. There isn't much to say. 145 till Dragon, 159 until
Interestingly enough, we see a Storm Surge picked up by Sir Jonjo. Very aggressive choice here.
A decisive version gets used, Sir Jonjo goes down. As we see now, a little bit of a fight developing in the mid lane.
Holy Sheep has now Blade Adoring King, which makes his kill pressure a lot stronger.
Indeed.
He slices Lucario to shreds. Very fittingly, Holy Sheep is using a lot of close combat in order to tear Lucario down. That sentence goes wide. And nothing ever happens in the mid lane in this situation, I suppose.
I think it's very difficult for Mad Phantom to do anything.
Pretty much waiting for Celestial Shadow to make a mistake. Otherwise, this game will be a slow beatdown, and Mad will certainly fall. But we just have to wait and see.
Hebebe finally getting his first item, that Yuntal's Wild Arrows. Oh, the Death Sentence lands, and Holy Sheep has to flash away.
Yep, he also appeared to have used his old Fate Seal in order to get himself away. To guarantee that his fate himself, is not, in fact, sealed. With the Yuntal, Caitlyn now needs to stack up that, which is going to take also a while. Then again, Caitlyn will have the time to get more items in the meantime.
I think we're looking maybe I don't know, to be honest, maybe a collector for the Caitlyn as our next item.
Oh no, I fully expect anything to the Edge. She needs to just get as much damage as she can, and Infinity Edge is for sure the best choice in that regard.
Flag and Drag lands onto the Caitlyn in the backline. Speaking about Varric now also going very, very low, having to flash and use the the chrono break.
Fortunately, the 50 caliber net was enough to dodge the first knockup by the Cub, and nothing really happened. The lack of vision made this fight very difficult for Hey Baby. he basically had to rely on his own traps for them to land on them in order to deal any damage, but not much happened. Bomber Hunt is going to be very strong and probably unkillable this game if it keeps going on like this. She has now
Essence Reaver, Bloodthirster. Oof.
Good sustain, good mana sustain. She can just stay on the map for as long as she wants. This captain is going full speed ahead towards her next item.
She won't go down with the ship.
Yep, nope, the ship is fueled up and ready to steamroll the MadMen. Money to make, however.
Equalizer against Hughes. Money to make does go with the slicing motion, though. But he will go down, so it's a 1-for-1.
Although
ultimates.
Sir Jojo does invest his flash, and Money to make did not. It was on cooldown for that dive. So overall, positive towards Money to make. Gets his first kill despite getting bullied 1v3 the whole game, which is also a.
Could we get a damage check on Storm Surge?
Or a gold check if that's the thing. But,
or a gold check, yeah. If there's a way you can hover over it.
If I recall correctly, Storm Surge has been changed in some fashion.
Oh, it's only just damage. No more gold given.
Yep, Storm Surge just deals damage now and is a stat.
127 damage from the Squall passive.
Yep. Admittedly, you don't expect to see damage or rather, now you do expect to see damage, but you either kill before it happens and then the AOE just happens, and if there's no one around, there's no damage to deal, or that they just take the damage but don't die. So the damage is not that really relevant. You're looking at the stats that you get from it. 90 ability power, 15 magic penetration, and 6% move speed, which is pretty good overall. I expect to see now a Shadow Flame if things are going the way they are, since Jojo picked yet another Hex deck alternate.
Maybe. Oh, the Headbutt Pulverize comes in. Soul Unbound goes through, and Varric goes on a killing spree. 3-1-1, but her baby has been caught out in the mid lane. Has to flash. He might have the 50 caliber net, but he's getting caught by this Misfortune. The Misfortune is now 9. Well, 6-0, sorry, 9. 5-0, whatever. 6, yes.
Hey, baby,
Money to make his chase now. Gets taunted under his tower. Galleon will survive.
Dodges the Winds of War and makes it alive.
Indeed.
Ooh, you see a hero's entrance. Damon is getting turned into beef.
Wanky, as he likes to call it.
He escapes the slaughterhouse.
Death Center. Thresh now waiting there on the flank just to see if he can pick anyone off. Mid tier 2 about to go down as well. Rumble about to take it.
Big fight happening now.
Big fight happening. Indeed.
Exhaust is down if Money to make ends in with a slicing maelstrom.
Oh, her baby go takes down Lamps, but the Flame Splitter is there. Varric now uses the Chrono Break. 1v1 now between the AD carries. The headshot just doesn't do enough damage, but Echo getting 2 shutdowns, the triple kill for the AD carry, and that is an ace for the side of Mad Phantoms.
1,070 gold for the Caitlyn. This could mean like half an Infinity Edge.
That's an IE. No, that's an IE. She's just completed it.
This is incredible. Unfortunately, Lamps misuses his exhaust in a incredibly devastating way. Money to make just comes in, flash, X-Tech, Rocket Belt, Slicing Maelstrom, devastating the enemy team. And in fact, we do see an Infinity Edge for Caitlyn 20 minutes into the game after that incredibly bad start.
Still about 1.8k behind, but Varric on this Echo has been an absolute monster this game.
Indeed. He now also has the Lich Bane, which is a lot of on-hit based damage. Ooh, that's
Sentence lands. Both the Galleon is now there as well. Auto attacks now being reined in from the Caitlyn. Slicing Maelstrom onto all five
people!
But Varric just goes through, uses the Chrono Break to get back out. But will he get back in? Lamps is very, very low. Her baby is down, as is Damon. Oh, the Slicing Maelstrom was beautiful, but it couldn't quite do anything. But Lamps goes down for their trouble.
Unfortunately, there wasn't enough people of MadMen Phantoms around in order to capitalize on that incredible 5-man slicing maelstrom engage.
Man.
However, this does bode well for MadMen in terms of being able to actually execute the composition itself. It's just a matter of they need to sort their timings. Caitlyn is going towards her third item, which I assume is going to be some sort of Zeal item, or probably Rapid Fire Cannon.
Phantom Dancer, maybe?
However, we do see Soul, X-Tech Soul for Celestial Shadow. This is very devastating for MadMen, as they are not going to be able to burst people down, as that is the effect of the Chemtech Soul.
Oh, they've stabilized the gold lead slightly. It's only down to about 4.4k now. I say stabilized. But they've still got a lot of work to do. As you see a death sentence go wide. They're going to take that as tier 3. Flay used to dissuade Damon. Unbreakable Will not used. Damon does go down. Parallel Convert Break has to be used. Bullet Time cancelled as she gets killed. Best way to cancel ability. Lamps now the focus of the damage from Holy Sheep and Varric, doing so much work.
Incredible overall fight by MadMen, as Money to Make was just top lane taking turret. This is pretty decent, and Caitlyn got another big chunk of gold because she was the one that got one of the kills in this fight. So she is half, like 2/3 of the way towards her Rapid Fire Cannon, or whichever item she gets, which I will assume it is Rapid Fire. Having a long-range headshot ready is very valuable a lot of the times. This also slimmed down the gold lead to 2.5k gold, which is pretty good. It looks pretty good for from MadMen.
Mad Lions.
MadMen Phantoms overall.
Damon equal Alvaro?
Don't get me started.
Alright.
I've got beef. Anyway.
With Damon or with
No, it's just analysis. Don't worry about it.
Look, if we take a look at the vision right now, if we trigger MadMen only has vision in their own jungle. Well, they've got that controlled. But if we go to Celestial's vision quickly, look at that. That quadrant, the blue side quadrant on the side of the MadMen Phantoms is lit up by wards. Absolutely fantastic vision control.
Having control of the maps just signifies that if you are good at sending down the vision, you will control it.
Yeah. As we see, Sir Jonjo now
he chooses to burn the Fate Sealed in order to escape. Damon is getting barbecued by this rumble.
Oh, he's good. They're looking to make that steak well done tonight. Oh, the Death Sentence land on to Holy Sheep, but he has the Immortal Shilbo shield, but Bomberhond has killed him, and now in the mid lane, Galio also goes down, but the top lane dive works successfully. And oh god.
Ooh,
Varric takes a triple kill. Varric doing so much damage. Habebe maybe looking to start laying in some auto attacks. Equalizer used onto Varric and Money to Make. 2k gold lead now, and he's working towards his Rabadons, Varric is.
He has it. He's going to do incredible amounts of damage. Be able to go really low and chrono break himself back to full HP as well.
Yeah. The Rabadons has been bought. Can we get an AP number check? I like big number dopamine. Big number equal dopamine.
I assume we will have to wait for the Echo respawn in order to check that. Oh, well, he is back alive. Ooh, 437 EP. Pretty impressive.
Really hefty amount of AP.
Incredible stuff. We also see a second item completed for the Holy Sheep. He's not looking too hot right now. If he does get that Infinity Edge, he's gonna be very strong. However.
Can I just say, look how much armor the Galio has. There's a Bramble Vest, a Chain Vest, the Steel Cap upgrade, Hollow Radiance, and a Rift Maker.
Hollow Radiance providing the MR that he needs against the Cannon and the Echo, and he's just choosing to go what looks like a Thornmail now as his third item against Yone and the...
Oh, they're going to catch out Sir Jonjo. The cancellation of the knockup comes through, but Habebe won't be able to get away. The flag of drag is there as the M Misfortune kills Habebe for his 8th death. The dash death sentence goes in as Damon is also going to be taken down.
Incredible stuff by Lamps overall, really highlighting how...
Oh, the quarterback has to be used. That was a very, very, very risky move. As the teleport is now coming in from the Rumble.
Varric flinches and triggers the Chrono Break.
Now, shout out to Sir Jonjo, who doesn't usually play carries. 279, 700k, 700 gold ahead of his lane opponent.
He did have a lot of support from his team, but props to him.
Bought 2 alternators at the start, ended up making items with both of them anyway after selling one of them.
Yes, but that's neither here nor there. Oh, we see a good...
He's going to go for the Yone, but... Oh, the slicing motion! Absolutely fantastic! But there's no follow-up for him. There's no follow-up.
Unfortunately,
there's no Holy Sheep ultimate.
No Fate Seal ready in order to capitalize on this
incredible the Hex Flash, that sentence forcing the flash away from the Holy Sheep. Soul Unbound coming through. Oh, will they get the Thresh at least? Oh, he's been exhausted! Yone, exhausted Yone is GG Yone. And that, ladies and gentlemen,
is a 2-0.
Is a 2-0 for Celestial Shadow.
Overall, impressive gameplay early game by Celestial Shadow. Their mid game faltered and they threw around some unnecessary gold, but they came up clutch and stormed out the rest of the game. I don't have much to say. Honestly, I think I would vote for Lamps as for MVP of this game. Very clean.
Been fantastic.
Very clean, just Thresh gameplay overall. Also, picking up the exhaust is good. I'm not sure if the call was his or any of his teammates, but despite not being able to use them exactly how they're meant throughout the game, but overall pretty good.
We do. Right, so we got a couple of interviews lined up.
Okay, I sent them a link so they can join, but I just haven't seen them join yet. So, is it? Can he see this? I'll figure it out. Yeah.
So.
Right. Hello, Damon. Good to see you, buddy.
Hello.
How's it going? How are you feeling after that?
Yeah, I mean, sucks to lose, but who cares, right? Like, it's first official. Who cares?
Any outtakes? Anything you think you wanna say about regarding the series overall?
I think it showed that we have a lot of work to do, right? This is fair. We were lucky in the sense that this is probably the hardest matchup we're going to play, and playing it week 1 is good. Celestial Shadow should on paper be realistically in all of the top 3, probably. Don't think I'm wrong saying that. It showed off we have a lot of work to do. We need to start building some structure and some systems, and really we just need to decide who our dictator is, as I like to say. Just someone needs to be our, the guy who just decides everything. I think we had we had a lot of dizziness in these games, to be honest. So I played okay-ish, and I'm happy with that. And always improvement to be had. It's a long ass split,
Certainly. I think with proper time and dedication, both of these things I'm sure you will be able to invest. I think things will go better in the future. I think your team has potential. It's just, as you said, first first match of the split, things will be better.
There you
Anything
go.
else you want to say, Dash?
Looks like you know what you want to work on, sorts of drafts you want to go for. I was a bit the Echo Yone mid jungle duo kind of baffled me. Is there any thinking behind that one?
Thinking was like we really like Yone for sheep. He's one of his better champions, and we really like Echo as well because it's like a flex for us.
Mhm.
And we're just kind of thinking that like when we got to the point in the draft where it happened, right, which would have been like what we picked Yone on 4. We kind of wanted to save our counter pick for top just to get him like a good matchup, and it did work. Like we did, like Kenan had a nice lead. Like he was really strong in the game, and we had like guaranteed counter pick into mid because like even if they flex that Galio support, it's just kind of like a good matchup for me and Kate at that point because Galio doesn't interact. And to be honest, we still haven't quite worked out like the identity we want to play is kind of the problem. And like Celestials, like I don't think anyone would disagree. They are the most one-dimensional team, but they're very good at that one direction. They're very good at like these skirmish-based, just hard team fight. And yeah, we just didn't really have the tools yet to deal with it. So it was just one of those like it's comfort champions that we thought we could make work, and yeah, it was just a bit of dizziness, a bit of like rust. I think is really what happened. Like again, these guys are really really good players. So
Very well. Honestly, as we could see that there was a lot of comfort, but at least behind the Echo, and as you said, the Ken and Rumble matchup was actually going pretty well. He absorbed a lot of pressure, which caused them to stumble a lot, but that's natural regarding the three man dives constantly. And as you said, I think I think you'll if you are able to invest time and commitment to this, things will go better. You should like the Steam will show potential. I am pretty sure. I'm pretty confident in that. So
There were flashes of brilliance in there, I would say.
exactly. We wish you best of luck for the future games. Is what I'm saying.
I appreciate it. I'm gonna need it.
Ah. How's everything going though, Damon?
Yeah, good. You know, slowly dying of cancer. That's fun. You know, yeah, just very. That's going all right. Probably gonna go back into the ERLs in a couple of weeks. That's fun.
That's good.
Yeah, so you know, it'll all be good. And
T1
I think
Damon
you guys
win.
fucking never, please, Jesus. I think you guys have another interview, right? I'll drag them for you.
Thank you.
Have fun, boys. Thank you very much.
Mate.
Hello. Oh, good. Yeah, I'm good. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you're all good.
And here we are. Hello.
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 First of all,
Wonderful to meet you.
You too.
first of all, thank you for joining us in this. Congratulations on the win. Exactly.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you. It was very hard fought.
What was the idea behind the pivot towards having to play a more carry oriented champion on the second game?
Yeah, we had you playing tanks the entire time. I'll be honest. When we saw Rumble, I was like, oof.
It's a staple of my pool, such as most of the things that were played top actually today. But like literally all of the champs that were played in that lane, I will happily play. But yeah, it's just it felt like it was right with the Jarvan. We had a bit of a team fight comp going on. We didn't really want an extra sort of tank because we got quite a lot with the Galio and Jarvan going to be frontliners, and worked off that.
And as you can obviously tell, we all worked out pretty well for you. I think
Yeah, definitely. We had a really good game, generally because they decided they wanted to kill me again and again, and again, which is it's more than fine. I'm used to having the most deaths on a team, but I'd say the victory is worth that at this point.
It is, in fact, ultimately what matters.
Yeah.
How's your preparation looking for the next few games coming up now for you? How's that
Um,
looking?
Honestly, we're taking it a series at a time at the moment. We haven't even looked towards what we got next week. It's just playing more. All we need to do is play more together. We've played with each. Well, I've played with a few of these players before, so we've got a bit of inbuilt synergy with me and Lamps, and me and Bomber have both played together. So we've got a bit of synergy there. So it's just building and building on that with the rest of the team.
Seems pretty good. I don't know, Dash. Is there anything else that you would like to ask?
Mm, not that I could think of right now.
Finally, okay, then let's move on. Finally, so John, do you want to say anything, like any shout out? If you want to go, you can go ahead if you want to do that now.
I'll shout out. I'll shout out my team, of course. Did brilliantly today. We had some really fun games, and I really enjoyed playing with them all. So I'm glad to see we're taking stuff from scrims into games. And again, shout out to MadMen. They can keep stealing me champions, but I will still have something left to play. And if you're gonna play them, please play them better than I can.
Solid.
Very, very nice.
Thank you very much for your time, Sir Jonjo.
No worries.
If Dash, I don't know if you have anything else you want to say. Otherwise, I
I
think
very, very nicely done. Your AD carry today played out of his mind, I would say.
He
Played
always
very,
plays out his
very,
mind.
very well. So a massive shout out to Bomber.
Mhm.
But other than that, thank you very much for joining us, Sir Jonjo. It's been a pleasure
No
having you.
worries. Hey, it's been wonderful.
And congrats
good one.
again.
Thank you.
have a good one.
You too. Bye.
All right. With those end of the interviews, that is the end of this stream. 2-0 for Celestial Shadow. Congratulations to them. Lots of stuff for MadMen Phantoms to work on, as Damon said, but they're gonna get to it straight away. Anything you want to say to the crowd, Vass?
Thank you for everyone that joined. I think the games were pretty fun overall. There was a bit of some dead times here and there, some riot moments on game one, but other than that, I think the games were pretty fun, pretty enjoyable. I enjoyed the games. It was fun to watch. I hope everyone agrees. That's all of it. That's all I have to say.
All right. And on that, thank you very, very much to everyone for watching. I believe there's nothing Thursday, right? Because apparently it's Div 2 buy, I think.
Join us for next week. We have Div 2 games to play. We still don't know who's casting. We'll get to it eventually, and you will know.
There is nothing. Yes. So we will see you on Monday for Div 4, I think. Div 4. Thank you very, very much for watching. Good night.